Bodyguard to set up some of these shots, as you can see on the Widowmaker now, taking a bit of more of an aggressive angle around the corner, but it's all just a bit of a distraction. Naga jumps in, has already built up the barrage, of course, just spamming in those rockets, makes full usage of it. That's going to be a nice little team fight win there for the Pirates Eternal. That's a bit of a misplay. Onigod, I definitely meant to grapple that, but they're going to try and turn this one around anyway. The Nana Boost committed onto Naga. Khan sends in the nade as well, just to follow up on all that damage that's being done. A couple of fadeaway rockets almost bringing down stand one, but he just about escaped, but I may have spoke too soon.
A little more work. I mean, possibly Discord Orb on Dan would be good in some circumstances too.
Oh yeah, he's got the barrage. Why not? Just slam it into the corridor. And yeah, quick little two-piece for him. I mean, it's easy peasy as well. Just being perfectly supported by the team. That's going to be difficult to avoid, but just about putting in the damage and Nana Boost on top as well. It's his world, we're just living in it apparently. Still the Boston Uprising coming in with a couple of ultimates though. The Tactical Visor should be doing enough. Somehow Naga gets the kill onto Faith, but luckily Myeongbong still alive to put in that damage, and Color Hex is really dealing with him from range here. Overtime was going to be triggered by the Pirates Eternal, but it is a team fight win for the Boston Uprising, and crucially
to find value.
Self-destruct comes into the back, but that is well coordinated. EMP into the Helix rocket. Khan on 50 health just gets absolutely blown up. Straight away removing one of the hard carries that's capable of really in this fight. Rally armor at the back as well. Color Hex, no one's really going to be able to remove him from this fight. He's just able to keep putting in that consistent damage and work. Self-destruct onto the point as well, going to be clearing them all away, and that's the Boston Uprising taking round, running this double hit scan. Concussion blast off to the side, big Bionade forces up that immortality field, and as soon as it goes down, I mean, the damage is done. And just the stray rockets just going right into the corner. What did the Boston Uprising expect?
Yeah, that's so well played by Paris. You can see how well they understand when...
There's a response for him. He's trying to get in there so he can potentially offload this as well and cause a bit of havoc, but it's the Boston Uprising with the better response. They're still trying to take this fight, and it seems that Naga is pumping in enough damage that there could be some sort of follow-up from Onigod as well, despite the Boston Uprising having this sort of early lead. Top of it, you got all of these hits. And that's going to be the high noon. Yep, straight away that's a kill. Naga just does not have the mobility while in the air to avoid that kind of stuff going his way. Still, the fight continues. Almost flipping it over, actually. Boston Uprising struggling to hold on to this one here in the backline. That's a post bomb that I'm 37 with the Amp Matrix committed. It's a bit of an awkward one. It's a strange angle. Still, they're trying to take this team fight, and it seems like they are slowly winning this out. But as I say that, Khan, no one's really dealing with him from the mines. Might be an opportunity to turn this, but the post bomb only going to be eating up that immortality field. They still need to get some legs onto the point, but it seems like the Boston Uprising are the ones who are in control. I mean, 99% just seconds away, essentially, from taking away map number 1.
Stola has a Nana Boost, but that's all they have, really. And Punk, after he did so much work towards the beginning of this team fight, is going to help them try and clear it up. But Stola goes down. He has bought a lot of time, but that's not going to be enough. Yeah, you can see the positioning is so much better for Paris here. They just have Boston Uprising pinned into an angle, and it's almost an inevitability. At some point, you will get these picks, and you will eventually poke down and crush the players that are in the corner. It's almost impossible for Boston to be able to find a counter response, honestly, unless they get a huge amount of damage from Color Hex.
Tested. The EMP comes through, the Nana Boost to try and keep Naga up, and sure that he survives it, but Onigod is just absolutely teared into them. I mean, as the Stormar is just absolutely decimating. 2 headshots, finding his mark. Naga has the barrage, and with Punk demeched, might just not choose to offload it here. Might not even need it, honestly. Could probably just save this one. Really good team fight, realistically, for the Pirates Eternal. Getting that many ultimates out of the Boston Uprising, and still capping mines and the Self-Destruct straight up into the air to try and clear a bit of space away from them. But they're playing indoors right now, and there's the barrage right around the corner. Hacked out of it, but he did get the kill into Myeongbong. Still, it's an even fight. The Pirates Eternal 3-on-3 and getting that D-Mech. The tank's very weak at the moment. I'm 37, not being able to get any sort of heals. It's going to translocate out of that one, so Paris just still... You're investing into a losing fight. It's going to take a miracle for them to try and turn this around. But the remake kill onto Color Hex as well. I mean, that's just style points, I suppose. And it is going to be an inevitable team fight win here for the Pirates Eternal. Not too much,
and this is Boston
really thrown into it. Boost is trying to get at least one rocket onto some of the opposition, and there you go. The damage followed up as Vestola is immediately diving into the back line. The D-Mech onto Punk means that this barrage is not really going to be anything to stop it. Naga, he knows it, going to be offloading it right there onto the cart. So much damage just tracking away at stand 1, so low. Still, just trying to buy time desperately. The Boston Uprising know that they could potentially stall this one out. They need to get it down below a minute. They get it down to 59 seconds. Could be critical. Too much. Trying to go for those frontline hacks onto the tank line. That's a lovely shield bash. Instantly taking care of him.
In the meantime, though, Onigod is going crazy. The Boston Uprising did so much chip damage off the back of that Onigod's Tracer is tearing them to pieces. And he's got...
Probably going to be a lost team fight straight up. And now he's going to be still just putting in that damage, trying to play with the rest of his team nice and close to them so that they can peel from him effectively. Colorhex putting in the damage. He's got the supercharger. Lay it up. He's got that damage amplification and that boost coming in. Now they can start to slowly play the point. But also all this is going on. They're finding themselves getting picked off around the hotel area. This is unusual, honestly, with the supercharger gone down as well. Chance. There needs to be some form of follow-up. I'm 37, you can see that he's a little bit cautious in terms of how he wants to offload it, but already 2 picks! Colorhex and Myeonbong have gone down. The rally armor popped by Faith, but Drijo managed to get it off as well. Nothing going to be gained there from the EMP, still perhaps winnable for them. Force one onto the ground. Onigod just trying to cancel up that neutral hack. And Collex, it's desperation. He's moved over to the Widowmaker just to see if he can hit a couple of heads when they're taking this team fight up close and personal. Overtime going for them. Body's going to be trying to touch this point. Vastola using that self-destruct to just push everybody away. Myeonbong has to use the Transcendence, but only to touch, and it's not even going to be able to do just that. Well, a lot of pressure applied to the DPS there, but enough to get a kill. Onigod able to just get the help he needs, and look at that. Straight away, the Paris Eternal. It's almost just like you're overfilling
down. You can hear Naga barking out orders, looking to come around the back, and what a barrage. Good hack, actually, and Punk there as well with the defense matrix. They mitigate a lot of the damage done. And they can damage.
Myeonbong so close to going down there. One rocket will do it. There you go. And Khan just follows up with the damage from afar. Punk's still alive, eating up the rockets, but not for much longer with the team that's available. That's the Paris Eternal still pushing this one steadily. Closer and closer to checkpoint B.
We didn't quite get to catch
these kills into the back with Darn hacked up. That's a good opportunity. Nice self-destruct over the top, though. Khan had nowhere to run, and that's Punk really setting that up for his team. Got the res off, but I think it's going to be futile at the end of it as well. Too many players of the Boston Uprising alive, and a wonderful hold, honestly, particularly at this area of Rialto as well. This is popped and ready, and they are going to slowly try and take this fight, but it's just around the corner. Valentine goes down, overstepping himself. That's the EMP.
To Drijo.
Yeah, to Drijo, nevertheless. Mines across the point, though, right in front of the cart, and Khan is in a precarious situation right here. He is trapped in the alleyway. He doesn't really have Boston Uprising with 8 seconds left to try and defend this point. Paris desperate to try and turn it over, but the kills are going all their way. Wonderful place to try and get this hold off now. The overtime comes through and the rally just about popped. No one's going to be able to touch that. Getting a hold just before checkpoint B.
Second half of that defense, Valentine. Okay, good EMP there from M37. It cancels the barrage and limits him. Oh my word. Naga just drops to his death. M37 giving the credit because he was hacked at the time. But
that nano boost, but hacked up straight away and taken down. Transcendence keeping his whole team alive. Myeonbong ready now, rotating away from that self-destruct. It did buy space for the res onto Naga, but Naga goes down straight away, instantly. That's from the Supercharger and the Discord Orb. The guy just got melted. No one's dealt with Valentine with a Heedless Rocket on Onigod as well. He's taken out, and this is looking like they're just sailing it in.
Yeah, easy stuff. Halt towards the end as well.
We already see that Onigod's getting a pick off the back of it. That's a nice concussion blast. Stand one just completely separated from the rest of his team. And yeah, this damage is just immense. How do you even overcome that one? Concussion blast to send him straight off the edge. Little D-Mech as well. Onto Punk. And this is going to be a quick catch.
That's devastation. I don't think you can do that as easily when it comes to checkpoint B. There just isn't as much space for K.
They see the nanoboost being used now, and yep, just trying to flank around. That's the EMP committed onto him just to make sure that he's locked down, glued to the floor, but it fades away. 5 HP, getting the heals from Khan, while Khan's being pressured, still staying up and alive, and out of barrage committed. That's Punk D-Mech'd. Start to get a bit of capture percentage on the board. Last Eternal now. Khan's building up this nano boost, an opportunity to recontest perhaps. Darn dying, I don't know if they want to commit to this fight, but they still use the nano boost anyway. Onto Naga. Valentine still tearing them up. Naga hasn't really got too much done at all. In fact, hacked up onto the ground, had nowhere to go for it. We're up to 83.5%, just out of line of sight of that power driver, so Onigod's going to be avoiding that damage, but has the heal, just trying to dodge Duke. Dip and glide out of the way, but not enough. The beat down from Stan 1 takes him out. to worry about the Tracer in the back line with no recall online. Postbomb off to the side, not going to be touching. That's the self-destruct as well across the point. They need that kill, and Punk will fall. 83% still on the objective. They're still trying to cap this one up, but I'm 37. Enough time has been bought and purchased. There we go.
Oh, wow.
EMP going to be gliding through, but Naga already with 2 kills off the back of that barrage. Traded out. It's still a winnable fight right now for the Boston Uprising, especially with the spawners coming in.
Yeah, the spawners are going to get flooded back in here, and the Paris Eternal just don't have enough people, it seems. Valentine in the back, being able to take down Onigod as well, wins that Tracer 1v1, and this is just brutal. It's bullying. Vistola has scored it even harder.
Okay, well, Onigod with the pulse bomb, that actually does connect onto Valentine. Wonderful little setup, and they're just trying to put the pressure into the back line there. Anything to try and make it work, but look at that chase down. Yeah, Onigod, really not many places that he could go. Stand one falls, no more main tank for them. Now Paris Eternal are actually finding a bit of a foothold here. They've gained a bit of positioning onto the point, and they can start to accrue the percentage. You can see the Boston Uprising force to just dump the bodies onto the point to try and stop this one from getting capped. Vistola to the low ground. Almost a kill. That's so low. There you go. The D-Mech comes through. Onigod just traded out though. Stand one falling, and this is going to need some heroics from the Paris Eternal right now on the defense if they want to try and hold this one for them. You can see the damage they're putting in. Khan just trying to find that off angle, I suppose, with the volleys to try and connect it, but taken out in the end. Boston Uprising on the attack. Bit of a slow siege, but there's the EMP into the back. Okay, that was a lot of damage, but there was no kill. They couldn't kill Myeonbong still. Onigod right up in their faces. The pulse bomb didn't really do too much, but it forced the positioning. Now the EMP. I'm 37 trying to turn things around. Right up on his head. They're trying to turn this team fight in their direction. D-Mech's on the Divas there. A little bit of a battle that's occurring onto the point between them all, but no one to stop them. The Paris Eternal losing too many players, so it's going to be almost 5 minutes for them to work with here. Stoller again just trying to lock them all up, but it is chaos right now. What a self-destruct. Punk finding 2. Naga and Dan down and out. Boston Uprising on the attack, looking to try and set a blitzering time.
Yeah, this is so difficult now for Paris. Onigod with a pulse bomb is really the only player that can come up with a miracle in this kind of instance. And Myeonbong takes him down again. I think Myeonbong even cancelled the pulse bomb that was in Onigod's hands. It had barely left his fingers. Myeonbong has been a beast on the Zen.
What an absurd performance, and now it's so hard to push into this right now when you've got Valentine set up on these long-range angles. The EMP from Mine 37, it's only going to connect onto the support line, but it's so difficult for them to just try and chop and change and jump onto the objective. Punk hunting down Naga. That's not going to be an EMP for this fight.
The rest of the Boston Uprising trying to establish into great positions. Myeonbong 90%. Stan 1 though with a Discord orb on top of him. Does get pile drive taken down. And the Paris Eternal are coming back into this one. They have a rally. Oh my word.
God, self-destruct just push them all away. From the high ground, they can slowly start to try and cap up this point right now. A huge Bionade again for the Boston Uprising. They've taken out Khan and Dan. Damage has been done. It could be turnable for the Paris Eternal. Now got the barrage. That's 2 kills. What an absurd play. But is it going to be enough here?
Onigod, he is being damage boosted, but he's got a Discord orb on top of his head. They've taken out Dredro at 90% of the Valkyrie. Surely that is enough. Dan is coming back in. Surely no one else is going to be able to get here in time. The Paris Eternal is so slow off the spawn.
I mean, they have so much damage. Dan's just trying to touch in and out of the point to keep this overtime going. Can anybody even get onto it? It's Naga, but he's hacked up. He's got nowhere to go. Already taken out straight away. Vistola as well, dodging, juking, just playing around the hut to try and keep him moving, but it will not be the case. What a wonder playing is close, but eventually they're going to have to contest up this objective because now they're putting some pressure onto it. They only need a single tick, remember. The damage coming through. Vistola instantly demeched and taken out of the fight. Punk, his positioning is immaculate right now, and with Valentine not being contested, he's able to just have an absolute firing range from afar. No one's going to contest that. And that's the Boston Uprising cleaning up nice and easy, winning the series 3-1.
What a game from Boston. I don't think many people were predicting them in this series, but they wiped the floor with Paris Eternal when it came to